And welcome to the Destiny Nerds Podcast, episode 25. My name is Bearded Luke, and I'm super excited that we made it to 25 episodes. We did it. This is it.
Quarter of a century.
Yeah, like 25 episodes. Never thought it would happen. I think that maybe once you get past 25 episodes, you just can go forever.
You can't stop now. I mean, you gotta hit triple digits now.
I don't know. So first of all, we have a cool guest today, but before we introduce our awesome guest, we have the lovely Maddox.
Yes, welcome to the episode. I am excited to talk about some PvP, and we have a wonderful TWAB to discuss as well too.
Yes, very TWAB-y tonight.
Someone that plays a lot of PvP as well too. So
yes, tonight is going to be hype because we have, and I'm going to be honest with everyone who's listening or anybody who's watching. I'm very disappointed because we are hanging out
For
with
real.
one of the most handsome men in the Twitch community, and his camera isn't working tonight. So we have the one and only PvP Lord, beautiful teeth, man dime, arrow science, big brained, amazing man,
College
Lemur.
graduate.
College graduate from undergrad, now graduate, going to the bigger school above that, Lemur.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, my capture card has stopped working, for anyone who's wondering. So it will be good for this weekend, thank God, because I ordered a new one like a couple days ago. But yeah, no, I'm still waiting on that. So unfortunately, no camera tonight for me. But yeah, no, I'm either way, I'm just pumped to be here and talk to you guys. I play a lot of Crucible, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it just depends on the day. But for me, I always love talking about the game. You know, I think at the end of the day, no matter how much it tilts us sometimes, you know, Destiny's a game that we all love, and that's why we play it every day. So at least that's why I play it all the time. So as much as it sucks sometimes, you know, to get 3-tapped by a DMT and, you know, mauled, at the same time, you know, you want the game to be great, and that's why it's such a big, I guess, like, addiction kind of thing, you know. So that's why we always keep coming back to it. But yeah, either way, so I love talking about it, so I'm excited to be here with you guys.
And we're excited to have you, man. I've personally been watching your streams for a while now, and I've always been wanted to talk to you about just PvP in general and get to know you a little bit more. So
Yeah.
I'm down, man. Tonight's the night. Let's get it, baby.
It's
Usually
awesome.
we like to start off you just telling us about who you are, what you do, where you do it, and then maybe, like you said, you just graduated college not too long ago. So tell us a little about what you're headed on to next. So
Sure. Okay, so I've been playing Destiny for like a while. Like I was playing since D1, but I think I started playing like February of year one D1. It was after Dark Blow came out. It's like when I first started playing. Like I was a big Halo guy, and so you know, I was super into it as a kid. And in high school, one of my buddies like started playing Destiny, and he was like, "Oh, like this game's great." And I was like, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if Bungie's the same, dude. I don't know if I could do this. And then he started playing it, and then he just got me into it, and I was obsessed. And you know, that's all she wrote. But no. So in D1, I was a big PvE guy. Did a lot of raiding. I was getting carried to the lighthouse. Definitely was not super good. I mean, I played a lot of PvP, but I wasn't like, you know, as good as I am now for sure. I was pretty ass back then. I enjoyed it, but I definitely wasn't like
Weren't
good
we
by
all?
any means. Yeah, if a little classic 30 FPS console, you know, like controller. Yeah, it's a different breed. Yeah, but yeah, no. So I loved it. I have a lot of hours in D1. So at least like that's the thing. People always ask me like, oh, like do you play PvE? And I'm like, yeah, like I do. Like I love PvE. Like it was my thing before PvP. Like I love it. It's just there hasn't been a lot of content PvE wise that I've been super interested in the past couple years of the game, to like really get me going for it. Like I like Grandmasters a lot, but I just like, I think they're fun to do because it's content and it's like cool to watch because they're really, really hard and they're challenging. I just don't think the you know, like the loot from it is like worth it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna spend, like I think if people want to spend like an hour like soloing, you know, a Grandmaster Nightfall, like that's cool. Like the new one came out last week, like Glassway, like that's really hard, and they should be rewarded for that. You know, like that's cool. Yeah, and so I think they need to do more stuff like that. Like Bungie should do more things that focus around those kind of playlists where if you do want to do something that difficult and that hard, the rewards should kind of reflect that. Yeah, no. So So yeah, so I do love PvE, and I really like it. It just recently there has not been much that I've been really getting into, but PvP wise, there always will be. I always love playing games at competitive level, so I've always loved like PvP in every game, like Apex. And I'm big in Apex now too.
Yeah, so you've been playing a lot of that recently. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a nice little change of pace from Destiny.
I'm sure.
But,
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But yeah, no. So I started doing PvE in D1. Still did it in all of D2 again, just kind of play Crucible on my own time. And then I was on Xbox, and then I finally switched to PC when cross save was coming up. I did like an internship, and I saved up some money, and that's when I got my first PC. And then I always knew I wanted to start streaming. I just never really had like the PC for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I couldn't. I just couldn't do it. And then eventually, once I got my PC, I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. I'm just gonna start doing it. And so I started like August of 2018, I think. But then I went for like a month, but it was like third year of my college, and it was like engineering. Your third year is pretty tough, so I couldn't really do it class wise then. So I kind of stopped until like that following February, so last year February, like 2020. Mm-hmm. And that was like when I officially started. So whenever people ask me, that's usually when I say, is I kind of like took like a 6 months break after only streaming for like a couple of weeks.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and then after that I just started grinding, and then I was pretty good at PvP, but I wasn't like insane. I definitely got better the more I played and the more I streamed and that kind of stuff. Just got better over time for sure. But yeah, just been kind of doing it ever since, just grinding away, and that's how I got started and where I am now.
That's amazing.
For those that don't know who you are and haven't watched your growth since then, you blew up, I will say. Like, you went from where you started to now hundreds and hundreds of viewers every weekend playing games and playing trials with you. Did you have, before you started with Destiny, did you have like connections in the community that like helped you get to
hell
that?
No.
Like,
yeah, I didn't know anyone. I knew no one. Yeah, I knew no one.
You started fresh, dude. That is impressive. If you ask
me. I wasn't even on Twitch before I started streaming, because like I knew I'm trying to think of the people I knew. I knew Glad from the Last Wish raid, like of course Redeem. I knew them because I heard about it and I was watching a little bit. That's like the only time I ever on Twitch. I knew Frost because I watched his YouTube videos. Gotcha. And that was pretty much it. I didn't really know anyone else. I had heard of Pure Chill. I had heard of ZK, but I didn't really know them. I never watched them or anything. I just kind of heard their names before, and like LFGs and stuff. Mm-hmm. That was pretty much it. Yeah, I was never on Twitch at all. Yeah, I kind of just started grinding, and then yeah, it was, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty fast. I was kind of blown away by it. It was I got partnered in like 3 months. It was pretty whack. I was not ready for that. But it was great. Like, honestly, I owe my growth to just my community, and it was amazing. Like,
sure, like
it was a big grind, and I think everyone for just sticking with me. It's definitely come a long way. Stream has definitely seen some upgrades since then. When I first started out, I didn't have a cam, so I was streaming on like a GoPro. Nice. Like one of my old GoPros that I just had, yeah. Cool. And then a little scuffed setup, but yeah, it's come a long way since then. So it was pretty interesting, yeah.
Now you're looking awesome. Crispy. Well, not right now.
Yeah, now I have like the
we can't see it.
You have a Canon
camera.
Do you have let me just guess. You have a Canon EOS R with the 35mm 1.8.
I do that exactly, yes, except it's an RP.
RP? I was gonna say it was either an RP or an R. Okay.
Okay, bro.
I can tell what he has.
I don't have the money for an R, all right?
Hey, an RP is perfect. For webcam stuff,
good.
dude, RP is the exact same thing as an R, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it pretty much is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was yeah, if anyone needs like tips, like this sounds, honestly, a lot of them probably heard of this guy, but like Harris Heller, I'm sure you guys have heard him.
Oh,
yeah,
oh yeah,
dude,
that's every piece of equipment that I
literally, when I first started streaming, like back in January 2020, February 2020, he was like, I was binge watching every single one of his videos. Mm-hmm. And he said a lot of his stuff, at least like equipment wise, was what I got. Like, he was the one who convinced me to get a Go XLR and stuff like that. That's when people didn't really know about it, and people were like, "Ooh, what is this thing?" And then everyone started getting it. You know what I mean?
They sold out.
Yeah, he definitely. A lot of my advice I've gotten, at least stuff I've done, has been from him. But then again, there's a lot of stuff that he doesn't tell you when it comes to streaming. Like, it's really important to make connections. I think one of the main reasons I got so big was because I was able to make connections and kind of share communities with people and meet different people. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that because, again, those that don't know who you are, you're in a very big clan and big team called Primal. And if I remember correctly, that was Nkooch that created that. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was Nkooch, Boss Joy, and Frost. They like created it in D1. Yeah.
And if anybody plays Destiny, I'm pretty sure they know who those
They
people
should know who they are.
I hope so. Or you live
and
under
they
a
should know
rock.
who Primal is. Primal's like one of the. That's like the first clan I knew who a clan was. You know.
They've been a thing since D1. I mean, early in D1, I think he created that. They created that, and now it's probably one of the most, you know, I guess popular clans or popular group of content creators now.
Yeah.
And you're a part of them. You're probably one of the most recent, I think. Is that right? Like maybe within the last 6 months,
Yeah.
I think.
No. So I mean, it's been a little bit longer.
It was
a little bit. I joined beginning of October. Was when I joined up. So me and MP joined at the same time, and then we just recently picked up Emma. She's Emma.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, and then we've been wanting to like, we were kind of talking with her for a while, and we really wanted to like, they were looking at her before me. And then, but I think she had some like, she was doing school and stuff like that, so she didn't want to like join if she couldn't like fully commit. And then eventually got it down. And then she's loved to have her part of the team. It's awesome. So I think she's doing full time now.
Where did those connections come from? Because like you said, you didn't have much whenever you were starting Twitch and everything like that. So how did you meet ZK? How did you meet Pure Chill and stuff like that?
It's been a journey. So let's see. I joined, I'm sure you guys know, I joined Talent Show back. I was actually the first person they ever recruited. It was, this is back when I wasn't really good at the game. I like just started playing. I mean, I was better than average, but I was like, compared to where I am now, I would say I was definitely like way worse. And so, just like game sense wise and that kind of stuff. Like I was kind of always played PvP for fun. Never really like took it seriously. And then I remember I was trying to do like comp carries one night. And I think I was doing them like just alone, just trying to like help people out in comp. And like I got ran over by like Sep and like ill fated. There's the two guys who started it.
Yeah.
And they like went to my stream, and I thought they were gonna be dicks and like talk shit. And I was like, thanks. I was like, yeah, you just shit on me, dude. Nice. But no, they like faded and gifted me like hella subs, and I was like, what the hell? And then they DM'd me and they're like, hey, like we're gonna do this clan. I was like, we got like big plans for it. I was like, we think you'd be perfect for it. And I was like, all right, like sure. I mean, I'm not in a clan now. I was like, I had like 2 viewers. I was like, I'm down. And so I joined it, and then after that, I think I remember who the next person we created. Just the next person that comes to mind is Rezo, and then or recruited. Sorry, it was Rezo, and then just more people from there. And that's kind of like where I started. I started doing like carries with those people. It was good because I started like a little. It was good because I was a part of something where if you played a lot of PvP, you would know who the clan was. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what's big, is that first connection is being a part of something where if, you know, in that community, people know like what you're a part of. That makes sense. It's like I was a part of Talent Show, and we eventually got more people. We got up to like, you know, 10, 15 people, and we were all just playing PvP all the time. All of us were like smaller streamers just starting out, and we all were doing carries and that kind of stuff. And then eventually everyone's like, oh yeah, like I know them, you know, if you just, the more you play. Yeah. And so that's eventually that happened over the course of like a couple of months. And then I left Primal not Primal. I left Talent Show to join. Yeah, no, I was reading the chat. I saw Finn say Primal.
You left Primal. Like, you heard it here first. He left Primal.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frost.
Yeah, sorry, boys.
Decidedly.
I'm joining TSM now. So I left Talent Show to join Who Dares. If you guys don't remember what that is,
I remember that. That was a big hype.
It was pretty hype. It was like me, Dixie's, Nerf, Muscle. There's a lot of guys.
Yeah,
it was gonna be really cool. And then, as we all remember, I'm sure, the summer of, you know, happenings. You know, some stuff went down, some drama with the people who started it, and it all kind of broke apart. And it was really unfortunate because, you know, we didn't really know any of that going into it, obviously, but we were all like really hyped for it, and just unfortunately the opportunity just died off because of it. And so I was in it for about a month or so. That was like last June. And then I was at that point I already applied for partnership, so I was able to get up to like the minimum, like the 75, just from like doing Talent Show and just carries all the time, just growing that. And then they approached me, like Who Dares approached me, and I was like, yeah, like I'm down. Like this sounds cool. And I heard who they were recruiting, and I was like, yeah, this sounds awesome. And so I wanted to join it. Sorry, no hard feelings though. Of course, like everyone was super fine with it. Everyone was like, yeah, for sure. You got to grow best for yourself. And so then and then after that, it broke apart about a month later, and then I was clanless until I would say when I got picked up in October. But how it happened was that's a different story. It was the first person in Primal I met was actually Pure, and I don't remember how I met him. I think I was just kind of in his chat a lot. I can't remember the first time I played him. Like I don't remember that, but I can remember like the first time I like talked to him and he like knew who I was. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think back on when that was. I think I was just in his chat a lot, and then oh yeah, one of my buddies introduced me to him. He doesn't play the game anymore. But he doesn't play the game anymore. Foreign. Eli Maddox. He actually introduced me to him. And so because they were like playing one time and I needed to talk to him and they were just like in a VC together and he was just like, just join it because they just tell me. And I was like, okay. And so I joined it and that's when I met him. And I was like, oh. And then after that we became good friends. And then
awesome.
Yeah, and then I would say we kind of just like we would play together sometimes. That's back when I was doing like demon hour grinding. I would like start streaming at like 10 p.m. Yeah, I would literally start streaming at like 10 p.m. and I would not stop until like 12 p.m. the next day.
Oh my
gosh. Yeah, I don't know the fuck I did. I was nuts. Like I would start playing with someone like in Talent or something like that, like all night, and then I would get off at like 7 or 8 a.m. and that's when Pure starts streaming, and I would just play with him for like 5 hours or so, and then I would get off. Yeah, I don't know how I did it, bro. Like, dude, I was a maniac. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, so that's what I did, and that's how I started playing with him. That's how I got to know him a little bit. And then after that, I didn't really know anyone else. I knew Boss Joy a little bit. We became pretty good friends, just because I was in his stream a bunch, and his streams are like pretty irregular, and they're always like kind of late at night too, because he like has a job and stuff like that. So he's kind of like taking a step back from content creation, kind of just streams for fun now. So I chilled in his streams a lot, and got to know him pretty well. And then after that, I want to say, I think what actually happened was, that's right. That the battle royale. Remember Spellbreak? Yeah, I forgot about Spellbreak.
That's right. You played a lot with Frost.
Yeah, I played that. Yeah, that's
game.
Yeah, I started playing with Frost on Spellbreak because I was like talking to his chat a little bit, and I was at that point I was already partnered. I think he like heard of me at that point. I'm sure, because I was probably like a 100, 200 viewer Andy at that point when I started. Like it was like August, I would say. It was after I got partnered, and I was and we started like playing at the beginning of September when the game dropped, because he didn't know anyone, and I was just like in a stream. I was like, oh, Spellbreak is sick. He was like, you want to play it? I was like, yeah, sure. We just started playing, and then we're grinding it together for a while, and then eventually we just stopped because I mean the game was good, but it needed a lot of changes to like become like really good. That just didn't happen, and then we started playing more stuff together, and then then eventually stream just kept growing, and then that's when it happened. I just kind of got picked up beginning of October. They asked if I wanted to join, and I was like, absolutely, and then
how could anyone say no to that?
Yeah, exactly.
For real.
You want to join one of the biggest clans in Destiny.
Yeah, it was it's been a good time ever since. The best thing about Primal is that like everyone's super close. Like that's probably the best thing. I didn't realize that going into it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's
like
really
the
definition of a clan.
Yeah, I mean, you guys literally all content creators. You all support each other. You all play with each other. You all create your own content, but support each other's as well too. So there's really not much more you could ask for, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a little family, and so that's why we always make jokes about it. But like deadass, if we could do like a primal house, like we would do it, like where we all like move to the same house together. Like that'd be the move. It's just hard, like we're all over the place, so we'd have to like find a place. But we've been talking about it for a while, so who knows.
That would be sick.
Awesome.
So outside of gaming, I want to know a little. I just want to ask you about this a little because it has a lot to do with you as well. You're talk about what you're studying. Like, what do you want to do for a living outside of this? Because you're doing something inside of this that a lot of people desire is to become partnered on and have lots of people watch them. But it sounds like you have some other things you also have on your mind.
Well, yeah. See, I'm like that's the predicament that is my life right now. Is because so right now I'm studying aerospace engineering. Ever since I was a kid, it's been like my dream to like go to space. and like being an astronaut. Like and I've always loved space, and so as I've grown older, I've realized how like difficult it is. Like I interned at NASA. That's where I got that money for the PC actually. But I was able to talk to a lot of people there just about, you know, astronaut and how the whole process works. Because it's really secretive. I didn't really get that until after like I got there, and I was like, hey, like how does this work? And people were like, yeah, literally the NASA employees, like the lady who was head of my project that I was working on, what they do is they start out, they get like 18,000 applicants and they pick 12, and it goes from like 18,000 to 10,000, then like 10,000 to 120, then 120 to 50, and then from those 50 they picked the 12, and she made it to the 50. And so she was telling me all about like how the application process works and that kind of stuff. And she was saying like we find out when you do, like they don't, like I don't, like the people who run it are like super secret about it. They don't get any emails. They literally post it on like Instagram. They're like, okay, astronaut applications are open, you guys can apply. And then they're like, okay, cool. And they literally see it on like Facebook or whatever. Like that's when they first hear about it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, so I've realized how like difficult it is to do that. So right now I'm very big into space travel and space exploration. I'm really into like rocket propulsion. That's kind of what I'm studying in grad school, is going to be plasma propulsion in particular, because it's kind of like the next like wave, I guess you could say, of spacecraft in my opinion. Like to really go like deep space and do all this cool stuff you see in like sci-fi movies and stuff like that, you got to do like electric propulsion in the plasma propulsion. So that's what I want to get into. And so so
we all know about that. So I mean,
well, duh. I studied that years ago. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's just one of my prerequisites, so we're good.
It's basically just like we've mastered pretty much everything we can on like the basic rocket engine. You know, like fuel, fire, blast off in the sky, cool. Like we've done, like we've pretty much mastered that. Like, you know, there's really not much else more we can do. But it's so inefficient from getting like actual, because space is huge. You know what I mean? Getting from place to place, it takes forever. So that's right now we can't really use that because it just consumes so much fuel and it's just so inefficient. And so right now the problem at hand is finding what we can do to decrease that time. And so like they developed this new this new plasma engine. It's in theory, I think it's like being worked on. I think they might have launched it once. I don't really know what's going on with it. I gotta look more research into it. But it says they can cut like the travel time down from here to Mars like in half. From like I think it's from 2 years to like 6 months. So it's like more than half. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So that's the stuff I kind of want to work on, and that's what I'm going to grad school study. It's important to go to grad school for that kind of stuff because undergrad they don't really teach you that. It's more about like just like the fundamentals and the basics. And then I'm going to grad school so I can kind of like specialize in that. And then I don't know. I'm hoping there's a lot of different avenues I could take for a job. I could like work for a company and do some like design or something like that, or I could potentially like pull Elon Musk kind of thing and like split off and do my own company if I get enough research and I'm able to like design something on my own while I'm in school. I don't know. We'll have to see. But then there's also the other side of content creation, which is also something I've always wanted to do. And it's for me, it's like like you said it yourself. This is such a hard thing to get. I feel like so many people, you know, they want to be a streamer and they want to get these viewers. And some people, I know some people who have been stuck at like, you know, like 5-10 viewers and they've been streaming for like 10 years. And that's just because Twitch sucks. You know, Twitch is like that. You have to, you really have to win the lottery. You know, for my growth, like I got incredibly lucky. Like, yes, I made connections and that kind of stuff. It definitely helps. Like you need to, but at the same time, I still got really lucky. Like it just doesn't really happen like that, and I know that. And so it's I definitely got lucky, and it sucks that that's how it is. But you know, the thing you have to do is you got to build up YouTube and then bring the audience over from there if you really want to, you know, grow on Twitch. But for me, I'm kind of at the point where this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, I would think, because like for me, it's like if I ever started streaming and then I had to stop for any reason, like I chose to stop, maybe to work or something like that, I would probably just stop. You know, I probably wouldn't come back because at that point, you really got to rebuild everything, and that's really hard to do. And so, so that's why right now I want to take these 2 years of grad school to study as much as I can, obviously learn for my master's and that kind of stuff, but then also keep streaming and keep producing content to see where I am 2 years from now and see what it's going to happen at the end of these 2 years and see, you know, because for me, it's like, unfortunately, I hate the fact that it comes down to money, but it does. You know, because it's
you gotta make a living. You know,
it's like when it comes to when you have two avenues that you love, you know, they're both passions that you love, one of the factors, unfortunately, is money, you know. And so for me, it's like I would have to make enough from streaming and like YouTube or whatever at the end of these 2 years and it would have to offset what I would be making from having an aerospace job. You know what I mean? Because it's like I just put so much money into, you know, a degree and then a master's just to like, I don't want to say throw that away, but just kind of like put it on the side for something completely different. It would need a lot of like, you know, I guess convincing for myself to do it. And so, and I think I would still do it. Obviously I still would, because I want to do this full time, and it's not like I'm going to stop grinding or anything like that. It's just, you know, we just got to see where it is 2 years from now. Unfortunately. Yeah.
That's exciting because you're just, not only are you a partnered streamer on Twitch, you graduated from college, you also are just super intelligent with you know what you're pursuing. And I in 2 years, I just remember me, please.
Yeah, when you're Elon Musk, please just remember I do video, and like if you need anything, just I live in Ohio. And hit me up.
I'll be your side man or something.
Hey,
or
man,
hit me up with a car or something, or a spaceship.
Give me a good car to drive or something. I'll drive you around.
This is perfect that you are studying these things. It makes me feel so happy because it's kind of like it makes this talk about Destiny even cooler because it's, you know, space. It's this stuff.
Space magic game,
honestly, dude, the reason I'm so obsessed with space is because I played Halo 3 when I was a kid. Playing Halo 3 was the first thing, because dude, I don't know, when I was a kid I was like, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a surgeon or whatever. I was just like saying some crap because I was like, I heard they make a lot of money, and I was like, that sounds cool, you know. And then I started playing that. I played Halo and I was like, holy shit, space is so cool. I was like, this is awesome. And I was like, this is like, and I would see them flying around these amazing spaceships and like going from place to place. I was like, why can't we do that? I was like, I want to do that. And so I was like, why are we, you know, barely able to get into space? Then it takes us like 2 years to get to another planet. Like I want to go there tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I want to do that kind of stuff now. I want to do that myself. And so that's kind of why I got so into it, is because I wanted to kind of get mankind to that stage, you know. And so yeah, that's kind of my goal right now, for at least for the aerospace side. And then for content creation side, it's just, dude, it's just always something I love doing. I love like entertaining people. I love, you know, just kind of having a community and just having that part where I can just, because dude, like my streams for a lot of people are like a way to cope with stress or whatever you might be dealing with. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for content creators at the same time. But yes, of course it's going to be stressful sometimes, you know, because, you know, you're like, oh, I got to stream, you know, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it is kind of therapeutic, because you can just kind of boot up stream and, you know, you've got like, you know, dozens or tens or you're just chilling. Yeah, you just talk about life. You're just like, yeah, dude, like just happened to me today. You know, a bird pooped on me. Everyone's like, damn, bro, like that sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone gets it. Everyone's like, damn, homie, I feel you.
They're like, damn, bro. So what's your sniper role again? Can you tell me that?
Yeah.
Can you show us again? Like, can you put it on the screen?
Is this Ignis hammer any good? Like, give me the roll. I get so many of those.
They're whispering it to you.
Why do you play Dawnblade so much, bro? Like, come on. It's so
like, how do you dash so fast? My dashes don't go that fast. I'm like, exclamation mark Dawnblade, bro. Like, I got
you.
Go watch my YouTube video.
Dude,
that's right.
You should do your next and your graduate school internship at SpaceX. That can be your next steps.
Dude, yeah, SpaceX is cool. Like I really like SpaceX. I've heard a lot of stuff about SpaceX though. Like I feel like it's very flashy on the outside because everyone's like, oh, SpaceX, Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. But what I've heard from people who like work there is that they like work you to the bone. Like you are like I'm talking like 12-hour work days, like crazy crap. Like you're doing overtime all the time. Like because I had a guy who I took like this like independent like study kind of rocket propulsion class my spring. It was actually when I first started streaming. It was last spring. And before COVID hit, I was still going to class. One of my professors knew this guy because he went to grad school at UVA, and he actually worked at SpaceX. I think it was for like 5 or 10 years, and then he split off to start his own company. And he was telling us about like his experience there, and it's kind of like more flashy on the outside, and they really do work you like really, really hard. And he said he would like spend a lot of time away from family and stuff. And so I don't know. Well, obviously, you know, it's gonna be different. It's. He said like he was coming off on the back end of that, like when he left. So it could be better now, you know. So we'll have to see. But you never know. But yeah, no. Either way, it would be a great opportunity. And so I mean, if I could like, you know, work on what I want to work on there, that would be perfect, you know, because they definitely have the funding. So that'd be cool.
Heck yeah. I just had noticed that they've like just some of the technology with their rockets specifically just like coming back and like re-landing like blows my blows my mind.
Yeah, it's huge because it's just so much of like I guess like funding and spending on like when it comes to new missions and stuff like that is actually just building, you know, the rocket itself.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can just reuse it is like it saves millions if not billions of dollars. So that's definitely a huge innovation, which is really, really cool.
Heck yes. Well, thank you for sharing. Wait, let me ask one last question. Are you like married or anything?
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Just single, ready to mingle?
You know, it's a little complicated right now. I got something going on.
Okay.
You know, it's a little complicated.
It's complicated because he's dating me and I'm married to an old girl.
Oh, okay.
Just
Wait
kidding.
a second.
I mean, you married to me? Is that what you said?
Well, I'm married to my wife, but we're also dating.
You're dating him, but he's married.
That's the complicated part.
Dude, wait, you realized you said that on stream, right? I thought we were trying to keep that low key.
Oh shit, Allie's asleep. We're good.
Just kidding.
All right. just delete the VOD. We're chilling.
Everybody's gonna be like, what happened to episode 25? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's a secret episode.
Oh,
well,
man.
speaking of...
Dude, thank you for sharing that, by the way. Like that, we just spent 40 minutes talking about you and your future.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Like, no,
that's my bad.
But it was like it's content in itself because like not only you put a lot of hard work off stream with your personal life along with on stream with your friends and you know creating the content that people enjoy every weekend and every whatever weekdays you stream. I'm not sure, but it's impressive, truly.
He's so committed that we wanted him on Sunday, and he was so committed to trials. We had him on Thursday.
On Thursday instead.
Dude, I couldn't do it, man. I was like, dude,
hey, we don't.
I got trials.
We don't
trials,
but
flawless is.
Let's talk about the game we all love. I think it's time.
Let's do it.
I think
it's time, baby.
Let's talk about Destiny.
As those that know Destiny, that play Destiny, we all know it's Thursday, and we all know that on Thursdays we have This Week at Bungie, or known as the TWAB.
And when it's juicy, it's a TWAB.
It's a TWAB, baby.
Sorry, baby.
This one is very interesting, especially for us PvP lovers, because they're touching on a lot of different numbers here that we are. Some might be excited about, some might not be excited about. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe who knows? But for what we know so far, they're messing with shotguns, they're messing with DMT, and they're messing with 120 RPM hand cannons. So with shotguns, as we were reading before the stream, for those that don't know though, they are messing with the cone of aggressive frame shotguns. It's going from I don't know what this number value means, but it's 4 to 4.25 degrees. So it's a little bit of a different cone spread on your aggressive shotguns. And we are, again, very confusing as well too. They're messing with the damage fall off. There's 2 meters somewhere in there where it's going to start falling off.
Yeah, I was confused with that too.
We were very confused. And if anybody can make sense of what they wrote in the TWAB, we couldn't, based off of what they, of how they described it. But then here's the interesting thing, and here's where a lot of the talk on Twitter happened today, is that slug shotguns are not affected by this. So there's no damage fall off, nerf, or buff, whatever the hell it was, to slug shotguns. So, with that being said,
we're just all going to use slug shotties now.
I'm thinking this night.
It's probably going to be a slug meta.
Shotgun.
I mean,
okay.
Obviously, we got to see how these changes are first. If it didn't do that much, then I don't think anything's going to change. I think Bungie just really wanted to kind of get rid of like the big aggressive frame shoddy meta, which I understand.
They've been rolling the Crucible since the beginning, and I think we're all aware of that.
Yeah.
But this is the second hit they've taken in recent changes. That was the quick draw nerf, and they were completely taken off of aggressives. And now you have damage or you have the cone pellet spread and now the range differences. Again, I don't really know how to make sense of what they said. So that's 2 big changes to try to, I guess, just change up the shotgun meta, because it's been aggressive frames.
See, here's my thing is like I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with them, you know, wanting to get away from aggressives.
I agree.
But I think that the other shotguns, I think the only shotgun in the game that is like good enough to compete with them, in my opinion, is like Retail Tail or like those precision frames that aren't slugs.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree with
so
that.
like
I agree
a
with that.
Dust Rock Blues or like a Retold Tale kind of thing. But there aren't enough of those guns like in the game, or they're really not as like accessible, I would say, to really like, I guess, push people to go for them. So I think they're trying to get people to go for like the lighter weight frames, you know, like the CQCs and that kind of stuff, like the Iron Banner shotguns. And I don't know, I think they aren't bad, but they just don't hit like the same. You know what I mean? They just don't.
The one hit kill potential is extremely low.
Yeah,
And,
that's
unless you have, follow that up with immediately with the melee, hoping that your melee actually hits and you don't T-Rex arm right in front of him and look stupid, then I'm still gonna stick with an aggressive frame because of the one hit kill potential.
Exactly, yeah.
And just kind of adjust, I guess.
Yeah, so I think if they, I think this might just get people off shotguns in general. I mean, some people run CQC, and like I see people run it all the time.
That's where I'm kind of questioning as well, too.
I don't like it though. So, for me personally, like if I do shoddy, I use Astral, and just Igneous. But I mean, I usually snipe anyway, so it's probably not going to affect me that much. But at the same time, if people want a shotgun, like, I guess if the people who like CQC are chilling and they're like, yeah, this is fine with me, and then I think the people who don't probably aren't going to shotgun anymore. So because I don't know, I just don't think there's a better shotty in the game. I mean, unless you have like a good retold or something like that, but those are really hard to get right now because the way they drop.
You don't get many drops for those. Here's the thing though, is you look at the surge in popularity with duality. You see a lot of content creators using duality, and I personally myself have been using duality a lot recently.
Yeah, I like duality. Duality's nice. I like it.
Because it's a 2-in-1 shotgun. You aim down sights and you slug, which isn't affected by range now, or the range changes. Now I'm curious, is it considered the slug shotgun where now that when you don't aim down sights, is it going to have that weird damage fall off? I don't know if that's affected by that or not. I guess that's a question I would have to ask.
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's not affected by it. No, because it's not like an aggressive. Well, it would. It's an exotic. So it's like, so they would have to they would have to address it like specifically. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because like for example, if they make fusion rifle changes, they're not going to affect Bastion. It's going to affect fusion rifles. You know what I mean? So so I think they would have to address it individually. Yeah. So
makes sense.
So honestly, I think duality is gonna be really good. I think it is gonna be really good, and Chaperone, of course, is gonna be great. Always has been.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna see lots of chaperones for a few weeks.
I've already been seeing a lot like since the quick draw nerf.
Yeah,
and I love Chaperone. I used it a lot on console, like before I started streaming. I haven't really been able to use it that much on PC, but it's a lot of fun when I do use it. So definitely, I think it's gonna be something we'll be seeing. I think they are shaking up the meta, which is good. I like that. I think if I think they should have just done this with the quick draw nerf. I mean, I guess they wanted to see like how much the quick draw nerf would affect aggressives before they just completely nuked them. But I could tell they wanted to shake up the meta back when they nerfed quick draw. You know what I mean? I could tell they wanted to get other people to use different shotguns, get away from aggressives. So this is obviously just, it wasn't enough. We're just gonna make them. I don't want to say shit, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take some getting used to though, because you're gonna start. Your one hit kill potential is gonna be a little bit different because your cone, the pellet spread is gonna be a little different. We say it's changing. It's literally getting a 4 to 4.25 change. So I don't think it's gonna be noticeable, but I think it's almost like changing your sensitivity down one. You're like, you notice something a little off, but it's not.
I think it'll just
like hinder you. If that makes sense.
Honestly, I think it'll just one hit like less. I think like you'll get more like, how did I not kill him? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. It'll leave him one shot kind of thing. Because I get that a lot whenever I use aggressive frame shotties or just shotties in general. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, of course, this is what we're gonna say for everything, but we honestly will have to see. I think this is one of those things where I think it's safe to say that the meta is definitely gonna be shifting more towards like a duality kind of thing and more of a slug shotgun meta. And I'm okay with that, honestly. I like slugs. I think they're good. I think that now they added like a little bit of a skill factor into shotting too, which is really cool. Because before, like literally anyone could just run at you with a Felinters and just kill you. Like now it's kind of like you gotta be smart. You know what I mean? Maybe not duality because you still have the hip fire, but at least if you're using Chaperone, you actually have to aim. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see.
That is true. Speaking of other changes, I'm really excited about this next one because we're gonna get changes to 120s again. So we were talking a little bit before the podcast. They already got a range nerf. What was that? Maybe a few months ago. So now with 120, I have to go back and kind of read a little bit about it as well too, because I forgot the specific numbers. So what they're doing now is kind of looking at the damage. We all know that 120s can hit kind of hard, 90 to the head from 40 meters. So now they're kind of changing the precision damage modifier. It was previously 1.8, now it's going to be 1.6, and they're saying that's going to it's preventing a 10% damage bonus from allowing two tapping in the PvP like in PvP. So less two taps based off of getting rampage. Then you also, like we were talking about as well, putting yourself in an empowerment rift or something like that as well too is still going to probably be a problem.
I think empowering rift is 10% as well. Like I think rampage and imp rift are the same.
I think so.
I think that'd be dumb if they just made it so you could two tap with an imp rift but not rampage. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just dumb, because I feel like that's just harder, or it's easier to do. You know what I mean? It's, at least I was talking a little bit before we started, before we got going. Basically, I think that if they kept it so rampage could two tap, but like just sitting in an imp rift, or maybe getting like a damage buff from some other source, maybe like Lumina, maybe, I don't know. Maybe just shouldn't be able to do that. But I think if you get the kill and you get rampage, like I don't know, I personally think that's fine. I mean, it's a little oppressive, but I think it's because they were talking about it on that one podcast a couple weeks ago. Remember, like the community one where
range, I believe.
They brought on Kevin Giannis and stuff like that, and he was saying how, like, if you put in the work to do the thing, you should be able to do the thing. That's pretty much what they said.
I agree.
And
being
so
for your kills is way more, in my opinion. That's fine with me. I agree. That's like the whole problem with Revoker. Everybody did because it rewarded you for being terrible.
And everyone's like, oh, they should bring back Icebreaker. I'm like, dude, we've literally already had Icebreaker back, except it was like way worse in terms of like like how it was played. If they do bring that back, people are just gonna sit back. And Revoker could have been really cool if they made it so if you got a kill, it gave you ammo or something like that. That would have been cool.
Of some sort. Yeah.
You
got a headshot, refunded your bullet, easy.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. I would have really liked that, but I don't know. But yeah, no. So I think that, I mean, I get what they're doing. I guess they want to make 120s. I mean, 120s are still gonna be really good. Like, even if they can't two-tap.
That was my next question.
Yeah. Like the fact that they can just, one head, two body you, or if they have less than like 5 resilience, which is that's just too good. And so they just hit so hard. I mean, if someone's like, like pretty close to you, like mid range, like pretty close range with a 140, and they're hitting their shots, they're gonna outpace you like a little bit, but usually if they miss one shot, you pretty much have the upper hand. And so honestly, what I think they should do to make 140s more viable isn't nerf 120s. I think they should buff 140s. Honestly, I think they should probably. I think if they made them go back to what they did in D1, where it was 2 head, 1 body for a 140, I think that would make them a lot more viable in PvP.
It'd be interesting.
I think
here's it
right now.
They'd really have to mess with 180s then, because then that just makes 180s pointless.
I mean, I think they have to do. I think they have to do that regardless. Like, I don't really know anyone who uses 180s, at least like on a trials kind of basis. Really?
Yeah, they're popular because they're easier to
easier to control.
With the recoil and stuff like that, because 180s normally have a lot more stability than other ones. But I'm curious, man, because I've always been a 140 lover. When I do scrims, or even just in regular QP, I have my recent Fatebringer that I got, or I have my Palindrome instead, just because it feels more rewarding. That nice crispy 3-tap is it feels good, man.
I mean, you can I feel like we can kind of tell that Bungie just likes 140s more. I feel like they're more of like a staple of D2 or Destiny as a whole kind of thing. If you look at the Palindromes, you look at the Fatebringers, you look at like the Ward of Crotas, like all that kind of stuff, they're all like that archetype. And I just feel like I like 140s a lot too, but just the fact that 120s are just so strong right now.
They're better in every way.
Yeah, but then it also comes down to, if you nerf 120s any more than you already have, it's like you just go back to what they were before, where just no one used them. You know what I mean? And so that's it's finding that middle ground. And I think the only way to do that is if you bring up 140s rather than trying to nerf 120s more, because at that point just no one's going to use them. And so I think having the ability to still have 120s being used, but then also like having people go, oh damn, like maybe 140s are really good now. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I don't think it's going to change the meta that much. I mean, you already can 2 head, 1 body with a 120 regardless of resilience. So, yeah. But I think that's what they should do, honestly. And then other than that, what was it? The aim assist and damage minimum fall off distance by the range a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. It's pretty much just not just getting rid of 2-tapping, which I think was good overall. But I don't know. For me personally, I'm bummed a little bit because there's been a lot of rounds that I've like 1v3'd in trials and stuff like that because I had rampage. Yeah, because it's beautiful. It's really nice.
There's one more thing, and I think we can all be really happy about this. Is Dead Man's Tale is finally getting changed.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a lot of complaints because they don't think it's enough. Everybody plays PvP knows that DMT is really annoying.
Oh yeah.
Like makes you want to do 5 push-ups for no reason, annoying. But here's the changes with it from what they have with numbers wise. They removed hip fire damage fall off. Aim assist cone angle hip reduced from 1.5 to 1.2. I don't even know what the hell that shit means. It just seems like it's going to be a little bit more difficult to shoot from the hip, from my understanding.
Basically, the hitboxes are smaller. Basically, that's what it's saying. Okay. So like, if you shoot like above someone's head, hopefully it won't give them a headshot for free.
You see videos on Twitter and stuff like that of people literally just pointing and shooting, and you just see 82, 82, 82.
Yeah, it
doesn't make sense, man. Like, come on.
Like me personally, like I don't think it's enough. I mean, I don't know, honestly. Like, we won't know until we play. Like, for example, like if you look at like pretty much what this tells you, like this nerf right here, is all they did was they made the hitbox smaller and they changed the hitbox, so it's not going to be as easy to hit shots. Basically, but if you still hit your shots, it's still going to be nuts, right? So that's the problem. And so, but you could say the same thing about Last Word. If you still hear your shots with Last Word, it's still nuts. However, it's terrible. Let's just say it's bad on controller too. It's bad on mouse and keyboard. You know what I mean? And it's hard to use. So if that's what DMT becomes with this nerf, I think it'd be fine. You know, because at that point it's going to be really hard to hit your shots. So yeah, if you hit them, you know, good for you. But you know, it's going to be hard to do. So I think we'll have to this is one of those where we actually will really have to wait and see how this is going to play out, because we just don't know yet. And I don't like we can't really visualize what going from 1.5 to 1.2 like even means in terms of the game. So
visually, yeah, I agree with that. And like you were saying, hitting your shots is going to be rewarding, and that's what it is with Last Word. Like you were saying, you want to be rewarded for your good gameplay. So if I'm hitting a headshot, I want it to do a lot of damage to you because I'm using a high damage weapon.
Yeah.
But that headshot's a lot more difficult to hit than it was 2 weeks ago or something like that, you know?
Yeah, so, for sure. That's and if it's like that, like if it's got to actually be hard though. You know what I mean? Like I hope it's not just like a little noticeable, but if you just keep spamming it, you'll eventually hit them. Because right now that's what the gun is. You just spam into a lane, and if people peek, they pretty much die, even if you're not aiming at them, because that's how big the hitboxes are. Especially if there's 3 of them shooting at you. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and you can, and honestly, this could suck potentially, because like DMT can still 2-tap with its perks and everything like that. So, and like imprifs and everything like that too. Like they only changed 120s, so this could just make the PvP sandbox more of a DMT meta. So that could potentially suck.
Say that.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that like a little bit ago. I was like, if they just nerf Rampage on 120s, like what's the only other gun in the game that can like do something similar, and it's DMT. So hopefully it's a lot harder to hit your shots. We'll just have to see.
I overall, I don't think it's enough. I will say that, but I think it's definitely a move in the right direction. It's something that the gun needed. I'm glad they're doing it. It's time. It's time to start throwing that gun into the ground, like, and putting it back on the workshop, because it needs it. It's definitely something, as you see in trial. You play a lot of trials, and how many times, can you even count like how many cards you have where there's a team, that have full DMTs, grenade launchers, whatever, as well too. I
think, see, for me, it's like I personally, I get what Bungie's doing. They're trying to like not just nerf the gun on the ground. They want to adjust it over time and see the changes that it does, so they can see like how much is good enough. You know what I mean? They don't want to just like make a bunch of changes to see if they did too much. You know what I mean? It makes sense. They want to ship them out a little bit at a time. I just hate the fact that it takes them forever to like ship out a nerf like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we get this. Let's say we get this one DMT nerf. Let's say it's good, it's step in the right direction. But let's say it's not enough, and the gun is still really bad. I don't know how long it's gonna take until we get another nerf to DMT.
The nerf that it really needs.
Yeah. Like they told us they were gonna nerf it like later in the season when the season came out, and that was 2 months ago. And it's like, why are we waiting this long? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't we just do this? Into May, start of June. So it's like, one of those things where I just hope that I'm praying that it is enough, because if it's not, I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait. So yeah.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. There's a few other things on the TWAB. Those are the three biggest things, and
for sure.
Those are big. I mean, honestly, like it's finally time we see stuff like that being changed. Some for the good, some for the bad, and it's okay. We all have our opinions. But as I'm reading further into, it says the near future, and what that is later down the road, and there's gonna be a lot of different other changes. Just counting on my fingers here, you have fusion rifles, breach grenade launchers, scout rifles, and hand cannons in PvE. They say specifically machine guns in PvE. This is a big one here, which is something I've preached, that special ammo economy, particularly in PvP, is going to be touched as well too. And then the big one that we're all kind of, unfortunately, this has to happen, is anarchy. Anarchy will unfortunately be nerfed. I don't see a lot of people using it in PvP, but we all know it's the go-to weapon in PvE when it comes to boss damage or just literally anything.
It's so annoying when they. Glad had a great tweet today about. I'm gonna read it.
He did.
He had such a good.
I saw what he
had
was
such
saying.
a good tweet today about like the way that the PvP and the PvE communities react to things.
I saw that. Yeah.
And I'm like in the middle because I'm a part of both. Is whenever I'm actively playing all the time. But he said it's funny you can tell who is a Destiny PvP player and who's a PvE player just by their reactions to nerfs. PvP players supportive of nerfs and changes, which you guys just were pretty pumped about. PvE players generally hate all nerfs, anti-fun. This is partially why we have a divide at the times. It's just facts, bro.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is why we just need to split the sandboxes so badly. You know what I mean? Because it's just like there's so many things that would make PvP so much better if they just weren't a thing, or just weren't good. Yeah. Whereas they're insane in PvE and people love them, but they're ruining PvP. You know what I mean? And so, like for example, stasis. Like if stasis was amazing in PvE back before the nerfs, it's still pretty good now.
It's still very good.
Yeah, it's still very good now. But it's like, back then it was amazing, but it was ruining PvP. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's one of those things where it's hard to split. Because it's actual subclass changes, not just like a weapon damage or something like that. It's like a fundamental change. But yeah, no, definitely like weapon wise, if they need to separate sandboxes for sure, just because it's going to be so much like better for both communities in the end. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. And I mean, like what you're saying, stasis in PvE is fantastic. By the way, I've been doing a lot of GMs and VOGs and stuff like that, and I find myself using stasis quite a bit.
Yeah, it's great for champions and stuff too. Like
for champions is fantastic. But I don't see where. Okay, this TWAB specifically, PvE wasn't really even touched. If you use DMT and PvE, what the are you doing?
Yeah.
120s aren't very popular in PvE, and the only thing good in PvE wise for shotguns are slugs, and they're not being touched. So yeah, they might be talking more. That tweet specifically, Luke, might be talking more about like the future, like we were just saying. Like
no, it is like I didn't say there was changes. There are no changes, but that is specifically this section that's saying they're going to change.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
there's things. There's things in PvE that are going to get changed. That when they get changed, there's absolutely zero reason for some of these things to get changed, other than they make the game less fun. But they do it because it affects PvP. Like you said, if they changed that, it could be a power fantasy in PvE like it's supposed to be. And that's when the people play this game the most, is when it feels like a real, like when you feel overpowered in PvE. Like it's good whenever there's things that are challenging, but still at the same time, like when it was Destiny 1 year one and all it felt like we were doing was bullet sponging things, it's a whole lot different whenever you're just like throwing 2 anarchies in, and then you have that one perk from the from the season, whatever the artifact the season that's also damaging the person. Like you can just hit a champion with 2.
Oh, breach and clear.
You just like you stun him, you breach and clear with 2 anarchies, and you don't have to bother. He just dies on his own over there. Like that kind of stuff's fun, and which is
I mean, I don't know why they nerfed. I mean, I get why they nerfed anarchy. Like I think maybe they're just trying to change up the meta. I don't know. I think what they should do is, I mean, dude, I miss rocket launchers, man. I loved rockets back in D1. Like, I wish I would love a rocket meta, dude. Like, I would love that.
Cluster bombing Riven's mouth, bro.
Yeah. Those, I mean, yeah, that was nice. Yeah, that's true. That was probably the pinnacle of like rockets. But I mean,
they have made I will say they're a lot better than what they used to be though. Like, don't sleep on a lasting impression rocket though.
Like yeah, but that's literally like just one roll. You know what I mean?
And that's
like,
a bad thing. Yeah, it's like if you don't have that specific roll on your rocket launcher, then it's kind of pointless. You know?
I mean, if you look at like Eyes of Tomorrow, everyone was like, "Oh, dude, like I need Eyes." It's all kind of. That's like no one even uses it at all.
Just to throw it in the vault. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I wish it was stronger because it's such a cool gun. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I don't know. Like I loved Galahorn. I think that was probably one of the coolest things about Destiny was because it was such an OP gun that Bungie was never going to touch. And it was so hard to get because exotics were so hard to get back then. Now that I feel like it's pretty easy to get exotics. But like back in D1, getting exotic was crazy. And so when I got my first Galahorn, I remember it was, what's it called? Prison of Elders. It was Skolas. That was the first time I ever got him out of the end chest. And I got my first Galahorn. Nice. I was so hyped about it, dude. And it was like, that was it, man. Because now I can do Crota because people won't make fun of me because they're like, I don't have.
It made every PvE thing so much easier for you as well.
Yeah, and it was so much fun, and I miss those days. I miss just having that like OP thing, And I feel like Anarchy was kind of there. It's like we were saying, like it could do a lot. It has a lot of uses. Yeah.
Deathbringer as well too, with its recent catalyst, has made a surgence with usage as well too for rocket launchers specifically. And then you pair that with some of the artifact stuff that buffs your rocket launchers. It does a lot of damage as well too. I've seen a lot of people switching over to that. But now that you have breach and clear, Anarchy is just right back in the forefront. So it's
true.
There's definitely
it really is just breach and clear though. Like if they just
that's it. Truthfully.
Yeah, like I don't get why they nerfed. Like once breach and clear goes away, like Anarchy's still good, but it's not like as insane as it is now. So like if they just don't have breach and clear, I feel like they don't need to nerf Anarchy. But I mean, it's gonna go away next season. I don't know. I get it. It's been in the meta too long, but at the same time, it's like I miss having those like OP guns.
Yeah, that's what they're infamous for. Is every time in these TWABs they say like, this sword is being used too much and you're having too much fun, so we're gonna make it suck. That's like what I'm hearing whenever they say like this item, and I know why they're doing it. They want us to be using all of the weapons in different ways, but they're like, this one has been overused by every person in the community, so we're gonna make it suck for this season, and then it's irrelevant, and then we find a new thing to make our favorite thing, and then it becomes relevant.
Hey man, I feel like a lot of the stuff Bungie does too when they make new weapons is they kind of like add in weapons that aren't very meta. You know what I mean? That are just kind of like filler weapons, just kind of like just kind of fill up spots for a new season. They're like, oh, we have all these new weapons, and it's all like, dude, I'm not gonna use a sidearm. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why did you?
Right.
Why did you not put it in like a new 120 RPM hand cannon? Like, that's the shit. That's the one I want to use. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or a new heavy GL that's gonna do crazy DPS. Like, why I want that kind of stuff. Like, why are you giving me like a linear fusion rifle?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it's like, and so I feel like if they're not gonna put in the effort to they want us to use different guns, right? But if they're not going to put in the effort to like really like give us new meta guns, it's like, why are we like if there was some new meta gun out there, they're like, yes, like this thing's insane. I want like Bungie's like, we want all of you guys to use it, but we're like, no, we're gonna use Anarchy. They're like, I get that, but like there really isn't something else out there that's like, oh yeah, this is just as good as Anarchy, but you guys are just using Anarchy anyways, so we're gonna nerf it. You know what I mean? Like if we had something like that, I'd be like, yeah, that makes complete sense. But I feel like they're just like nerfing it to be like use these other weapons which just like aren't as good at all. And so it's just like a big step down. I feel like loot wise, there's definitely a lot of like changes that need to be made in the game to make it like comparable to D1. Because I think that's the biggest difference in my opinion between D2 and D1. Like they've gone back. When D2 came out, they reverted the steps. Unfortunately, a lot of that's probably a lot of that was Activision trying to make the game more competitive and that kind of stuff. But they reversed that, and now it's pretty much back to normal how it would be. But I feel like the stuff that's still missing from D1 is just like the loot. Like I haven't had a really big connection to like any of the loot in D2 as I did in D1, at least from a raid perspective. At least
I can agree with that. There's a few things where I've gotten like where like I jumped out my chair because I got it. You know, like when I got my God Roll palindrome for the first time, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, like we got something good finally. And
but is that for PvP or PvE?
PvP, excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I go and do a GM just so I can go right back into PvP with all my God Roll loot, you know?
Yeah,
so.
like I want stuff where it's like, oh, like, you know, I get a raise lighter and I'm like, you know, I just spent 20 hours getting spin metal in the Cosmodrome, and now I've got this
do the dark blade.
Now I've got this badass sword that just annihilates everything. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want guns like that where it's like, you know, I grinded and now it's like, now I'm a god, like that kind of stuff. And I feel like we just don't really have that loot. Like, for example, dude, Fatebringer, like, remember in D1, I didn't get it for so long. Same. And when I finally got it, it's my favorite gun in the game, and it's been my favorite gun in the game. But I don't know why. Like, I just haven't had the desire to like really grind for it in D2. Like, I've done VOG and I do it, but I'm not like, you know, if I don't get it, like for example, last week I didn't do all 3 characters. I just didn't have time, and but I'm not like super bummed about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know why, man. I just haven't had this connection to loot as I did in D1. You know? I don't know.
I feel the same way.
A lot of this
I'm
stuff
with you.
Is disappointing. You get Vex and people thought
it sucks.
Yeah. Oh, Vex is gonna be so good. It's gonna be game breaking. I'm so scared. It's gonna break PvP again. You get it, and then you
know it's bad. It's bad.
So
exactly.
Terrible.
Exactly.
Bro.
Like, dude, there is so much stuff. Like, okay, I don't know, man. I'm okay with them reissuing like raids and stuff like that because it's, you know, it's a good way for them to bring in content. You know, if there's like a down period or a lull period, you know what I mean? It's honestly, it makes sense. It's easy. It's like, it's just pretty much have to reskin it and they pass it along with whatever new content there is. And that's good because we all like the old raids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking forward to Crota whenever it comes out and that kind of stuff. I'm sure it will.
Gonna be fun. Oh, I can't.
Kingfall is gonna be great. Like, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. And so like, that's all good. Like, you know, is it technically like just reskin content? Like, yeah, I guess. But at the same time, you know, it's something for us to do, and you know, it takes a weight off the dev's shoulders. I'm just gonna assume it's not as hard to develop as something brand new. You know, but at the same time, it's like I don't want them to market the new season or whatever it is as like, you know, we're giving you these weapons and Vault of Glass. Like, I want it to just kind of be like a cherry on top kind of thing because it's fun. Not like as like here's a new season and we're bringing back this old thing you guys already paid money for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather them like just give us new things. And you know, and I'm like, for example, that's what I was trying to say basically, is that I'm okay with them taking the time to get these new guns and these new raids or these new activities or whatever out, and them to kind of, I guess, pack along with it this old refurbished stuff. But at the same time, I do want the new stuff. You know, I don't really want them to pass along a brand new season and like have like over half of it just be VOG. You know, because that's just like weird. You know, why not just make most of the season, you know, the new stuff? Because look, I don't even the seasonal weapons that came out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've personally not really using them. And there's some cool stuff. Like, the slide shot GL. It's made my life terrible. So that's cool. Thanks for that.
Great in PvE though.
yeah, great in PvP too. Thanks, OG. So that was annoying. But other than that, like, I haven't not really seen too much usage there. You know, maybe PvE, I don't know, but like PvP, it's not really big. Even PvE, like.
The override weapons are pretty nice. Like you were saying, the GL, the auto rifle and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
New slug shotty and stuff like that, which might make an insurgence. It's got it. You can get a quick draw opening shot on it, by the way. So that might make a surgence in PvP. We'll see. I'm excited for. I'm always excited for changes in Destiny because it means you know, it's a little refreshing and stuff like that.
True.
And like you were saying, the new stuff. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of new stuff until Witch Queen.
Yeah, for sure.
I truly think that like there won't be much new stuff. There'll be, you know, weapons coming back, just like they brought back some D1 weapons for the adept stuff for GMs. Like, those are all just reprised weapons. I think the next season will probably just be 3 more from D1.
Okay, see, that's an example, right? Like, Hung Jury. Hung Jury was one of the most like, it's like, oh, I can't wait for Hung Jury. It's gonna be so much fun. And dude, it's
very disappointing.
Kind of a letdown, you know. Like, that was probably my number 2. Is Fatebringer and Hung Jury are probably my 2 most number 1 primaries in D1. Like, that's what I remember from D1. Honestly, if I go back and look at it, if the first thing I think of is probably those 2 things, like Galhorn, and I was like, you know, that's what I loved using. And now it's like, damn, these I don't know. Hung jury is not what it used to be. You know.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Prediction. So, like I was saying, they might bring back 3 more. If you give me, what are your predictions for the next 3 Reprise GM weapons? So, think about what they've brought back already, and then I like to hear. I want Luke's prediction as well too. See what he thinks.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of. Okay, give me yours. Give me yours.
Here we go. Yeah. So primary is going to be Hawksaw.
Okay, I was thinking about Hawksaw. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Hawksaw.
It was nice. I feel like that was just more of a crucible weapon. I don't know if they would bring that back 100%. For unless they rework it for like PvE. You know what I mean? Because they kind of did that with Palindrome. Like Palindrome was good, but they kind of reworked it a little bit. You know, they gave it some new perks and that kind of stuff, which I guess they could do.
I'm gonna go with Hawksaw.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with what was Wormwood? Question mark.
Oh God, no. Ew. I don't want that meta ever again.
The old sidearm.
I don't want that meta ever again.
Maybe one of the LMGs, or maybe one of the old rocket launchers as well. I'd like to see Hawksaw though. That was one of my favorites.
I was thinking Hawk. That's probably the first thing I thought of when I was like thinking about guns was Hawksaw. I mean, I was also thinking IS Luna because they brought back what's it called? What's that? Ostringer. They brought back Ostringer, but I got Sunset. But I feel that here's what I think they're gonna do. I don't think they're going to bring back IS Luna because I think they're gonna bring back the Menagerie at some point, and I think they're just gonna bring back all the old weapons. That's probably what they're gonna do. That's probably what they're gonna do. Like
Reprise Menagerie before the new season.
Here's what I thought they were.
DLC.
Yeah, this is what I thought they were doing when they brought back like the moon weapons originally, like when they announced it, like back in December or whenever it was, January, when they first said they're gonna bring back Retold Tale and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, like why are they not bringing back the Moon 120? I was like, I'm so confused. I was like, 120s are so meta right now. Right. Why would they not bring that back? Like that makes zero sense. Why would they bring back the weapons that literally no one uses? That's one of the things. I was like, why are they doing this? Then I realized that they're just trying to spread it out. So now it's coming out now, and so I was like, that makes complete sense. So yeah, I feel like
you have the rest of the Dreaming City weapons and the rest of the moon weapons. Yeah,
and then I think after that it's gonna be Menagerie, especially because I was worried about Beloved, right? Because Beloved used to be, what was it, 35 zoom, and it's 40 now, or 45 or whatever it is. It's basically higher zoom, and that's what the people were complaining about with snipers, was that they didn't want it to be like shotguns. But now they're bringing back Twilight Oath, which is 35. So I feel like if they're doing that, they might transition back and just like OG Beloved, which was 35. That would be beautiful. Yeah, I would love that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see.
What are your predictions, Luke? The three next weapons to come for GMs.
Oh yeah, Poner said, yeah. I was thinking 1,000-yard stare. Oh, that'd be so good.
See, I was thinking they just brought back a sniper, so I was trying to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, true.
What are your thoughts, Luke?
I was literally gonna say 1,000-yard stare is all I could think of. I don't really remember anything else.
I can see Party Crasher.
Here's one. This was the old Vanguard shotgun. I just had it in my head and now I can't think of what it is.
Was that Matador 64?
No, it wasn't Matador or Party Crasher. It was the one that looks like.
Is it from Strikes?
Yeah, it was a Vanguard shotgun.
The Dry Rot?
No, it wasn't that one. I remember that one though. Conspiracy Theory D. That's what it's called. Thank you, chat.
Was that known enough to be brought back?
Yes, it was. That was the go-to shotgun whenever 1,000-yard stare. Like that was whenever Taken King came out. That was a very good shotgun, by the way. Like before they brought back the Party Crasher and the Matador, that was like the shotgun to go for. It was very good. You could get max range. You could get whatever the hell other perks you wanted on it. Range finder was, of course, on shotguns.
See, I never used shotties in Taken King because I was always using 1K stare. Like that's just what I used. Yeah, so that makes sense. I could do. Honestly, what I would love is if they brought back, like at least PvP wise, if they brought back Matador or Party Crasher, and then they made them a precision frame instead of an aggressive frame. I think that'd be really interesting. And so, because we were just talking about like Retold is really good. It's Retold, honestly, if you have like a God Roll Retold, like you're set Crucible. Like that's That's pretty much like, you know, it's really good.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would say it's really good. Like, and so if they could do that with like a party crasher or something like that and bring it back, I think that'd be really cool.
Got some good thoughts there. Good thoughts. Anything else that I do want to talk about trials as well too, because you're definitely you're definitely a big trials boy. Myself, I have given up on it, and that's particularly just because of the cheating, and because you don't know at this point who's cheating and who's not, as Twitter has shown us recently. But what are your thoughts on where trials is at currently? And where do you see it going in the future?
I mean, dude, if we're being honest, like it's a shit show. Like it's really like, I mean, like it's fun to the extent that like okay, obviously if I wasn't streaming, I would not touch trials like ever, probably. I mean, I would get I would get a good igneous like on my own, you know, like if I would say I just wasn't a streamer, like I would go for the loot if I needed it, but like even like I have everything god roll now, like there's nothing I need, so like I would until they come out with new stuff, you know what I mean? So like I just wouldn't play until it came back or came out with some new stuff. So it needs some big overhauls for it to be respectable, or even like, because right now I feel like the entire community, like if people aren't like big PvP players, they just hear trials and they're like, oh my god, ew, you know what I mean? They're like, I'm never touching that, like why would I play trials? Like that's pretty much most people's reactions, is they're like, oh, I'm not good enough to do trials, it's so hard. And that sucks, because it shouldn't be like that. You know, it should be fun. It's one of those things you want to boot up with your boys on like a Friday night and you're just chilling and you're just playing some Destiny. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be like, oh my god, these guys, they're all 2.0s and they're all using DMT and this guy has a 94% headshot but he only has 47 kills. Is that cheating? I don't know, man. And it's like you don't never know, of course. And like, dude, that's the biggest thing, honestly. Like Destiny has made me like become like the biggest detective like ever. Like I like, dude, like I pretty much know, like this sounds like kind of ego-y, but I pretty much know if someone's cheating now, because I just played against it so much. Like all I do is snipe. So like usually someone will be like, oh, I don't know if this guy's cheating. Like if I snipe against them, I can usually tell. It's like I'm not gonna lie, I have a pretty good reaction time. So like if they're like just shooting me before I can even like react to them, it's like it's kind of obvious that they're walling or something like that. You know what I mean? And so it's just little stuff you notice, just like the more and more you play. But it's just crazy how many people like closet cheat and that kind of stuff. And who was I playing with? I was playing with Amplies. So I don't know if you guys know him, but he's a cool dude. He's in Garrison.
Yeah, he's a very cool guy.
Yeah, we were running carries this past weekend, and we were playing against this one guy. He was a little weird, and I was like, I can't really tell though. I couldn't really make a decision, so I kind of just left it up in the air. Then like he randomly, like at the start of the round, he just randomly started rapid firing his sniper. Like it shot 4 times in like a second, or like less than a second. And we were like, like that's a little strange. That's weird. Aww. And it's just like, and then after that, it was just like he sucked, and it was like, damn, really? And so it just kind of shows that like people are, you know, everyone. He just accidentally flipped something on, and it was an accident. But he, you know, he was like, he has cheats. He just didn't, you know what I mean? He just didn't wasn't using them, or maybe he's trying to hide them or whatever he was doing. It's just, there's so many people out there that you just wouldn't think that actually just are cheating. And it sucks that that's the game right now, you know, but it is. And it's
it's just the environment it created. You don't, like you said, you don't know. No one's good at this game, air quotations, you know, because you can just accuse them.
Yeah, you can just accuse them of cheating. Better, you know? Yeah. I would say like, unless you're like a big streamer, you know, like I would say fairly big, and you've been good for a while, where it's consistent. Like I would say, there's really like, because I mean, I feel like I'm only like somewhat safe because I do it in front of like everyone, and I pretty much like talk through my process, and I like predict shit and or whatever, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff. But like if you're like some random dude who's just like on the come up, you know, and now he was like a 1.2 last season, now he's like a 2.3, and he's just hitting every snipe. It's like, it's a little weird, dude. A little weird. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know, dude. Maybe you did just get good. Maybe you did just become like a god player. But the thing that sucks about this game is that no one's ever gonna believe you because cheating. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it's just what sucks. And so yeah, it does. It's like, dude, it sucks how many like people think that. I mean, don't get me wrong. We do need an anti-cheat for sure. Like, it definitely is a problem. But like people are like, oh my god, there's so many cheaters. Dude, there are the same amount of cheaters every single weekend. It's not like we're getting like 100 new cheaters every weekend. It's the fact that the population is going down more and more every weekend, so you just play them more. You know what I mean? It's not that we're getting like tons and tons of more cheaters. I mean, we could be. We're definitely getting more because I'm sure some people are like fed up with it, so they're just like getting the cheats themselves, which is not a valid excuse, but people still do it. You know, but it's the fact that the population is going down more and more, so you're just playing more cheaters because there isn't enough normal people, which sucks. And so the only way to change that is by overhauling trials. You know, you got to change up a lot of stuff and got to make the loot more worth it and more accessible to people. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to see in the next couple of months if we can, because right now, like, there's the big dead period between now and Witch Queen.
Especially, you know, there's PvP.
Yeah, like there's now and there, you know, there's next season or whatever it is. We don't really know what it is yet. But I mean, I feel like you guys would agree with this. The one thing that pretty much kind of continues Destiny when there's nothing to do PvE wise is PvP. People just go into quick play and they play Crucible because it's fun. You know what I mean? Or they take that cool gun they got from doing that strike or that raid or whatever, and they go try it out and they have fun with it. And that's how it should be. That's how Destiny should be. But it just sucks that like I get like when people are like, oh, well, it's not a PvE game. I mean, or sorry, it's not a PvP game. You're right, it is a PvE game, but PvP really is what carries the game. You know, when there isn't content. You know, when there's dry spells, it really is what keeps the game going. And so, and like when people blow through the raid and they blow through the new seasonal content comes out, everyone on Twitch, what do they just watch trials. It's pretty much all there is, you know. And so, I mean, sure, people watch GMs and that kind of stuff for sure, you know, but most of it is just trials and PvP. And so, just you really just can't neglect it, because if you do, it's just there's a big part of your game that you're just like letting, you know, like die in a sense, you know. And so that's why I'm hoping that this next season, or hopefully the next couple months, we really just get some sort of like big Crucible focus, Crucible overhaul kind of thing, where Bungie just really look into it, because I think it would benefit. I think the game would. I think it would make it a lot more healthier. I think it would bring more casual players and even more hardcore players back into the game, because a lot of people I feel like left because, you know, when there's not much to do PvE wise, people play Crucible. But when the Crucible's just in a bad state, people will stop playing. You know,
the games.
And
yeah,
so,
I mean,
so
and I don't blame them. I mean, games aren't supposed to be stressful, you know. Video games are supposed to be fun with your friends,
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Competitiveness and stuff like that. But I mean, I just want this game to be good because I've invested 7 years of my life into it.
Same. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
I want what I play to be beneficial, you know, for my, you know, fun time that I get to play it. You know, I don't get to play it like a lot of other people do. You know, Luke as well too. Luke gets to play less than I do. And it sucks when you get on here and you're trying to have fun and it just turns into crap, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
When was the last time you played Trials, Luke?
Dude, it's been like 2 months. I mean, I shoot weddings on the weekends, so I don't have any time to play Trials. I think I played like 3 weeks ago, actually, like one card. And it wasn't terrible, but I'm like in the mode right now where if I'm playing the game, I'm literally, Poner's in chat. I played with Poner. I remember that. That was when we played. And it was fun. It was me, Schmeppy, and Poner. It was like 3 of the most positive humans playing the game at the same time. And it made it so fun because like it wasn't fun, but it was fun playing with them. Because we were just we were like, this is fun. I'm just thankful if I get to play this game for an hour these days. So
yeah, for sure, man.
When I get on and I'm playing or streaming or whatever, I'm literally just like, I could be getting killed by a cheater 500 times. I don't care right now. I'm just like, all right, I'm playing this game. I'm happy I'm playing this game.
Yeah.
I'm not editing videos, but at the same time, like in my past when I'm, you know, trying to get my unbroken seal or whatever, and I'm losing stuff because of really dumb things in the game, you know, that's whenever you start seeing me throw controllers and keyboards and you hear keys hitting the ground and stuff. But it's been a while since I've done that.
Oh man, I remember Luke used to stream out of this big church, whatever, while he was in the midst of moving and stuff like that, and no one was there, so it was just this big empty room, and you could yell as loud as he could, and when he would get killed in Trials, he would just yell super loud, and it was so funny. Oh, I think I've seen him break maybe one controller. It was funny.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've done that. But I mean, we just bought a house, and I should be able to start streaming again regularly once we get in there, and be louder because there will be just my wife. And if I wake her up, it's not as big of a deal as if I like wake up my in-laws. So, because Lemur, I live at my in-laws right now. We've been living here for like 6 months. We just bought a house like 5 days ago.
Yeah.
You know how
see,
it is.
I'm like 100%, dude. I lived in a fraternity house with 9 dudes, so that's where I came from at UVA. I was like, it was a 3-story house. I actually had like such a sick room. My room was like on the 3rd floor, and so the entire floor like was my room. It was pretty sick.
It looked
and so
deep.
I had it was really big. It was pretty good. Not gonna lie, it was a big room. So I could be pretty loud, but I couldn't like scream or anything like that. And then whenever I was at my other place, which is where I'm at now, at home, you know, I'm in with my parents, you know what I mean? So I can't be just like screaming. However, I'm moving into my own place. No roommates, no nothing for grad school. Super nice place, super pumped for it. Getting a big fat desk, super hyped.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a nice little setup there. So I can be pretty loud. I can't be like, you know, screaming all the time, but I'm definitely gonna do some screaming. I can be louder because I'm gonna have neighbors, but it's who cares? It's fine.
Who cares?
Oh, it's whatever. Who
Oh,
cares?
Dude, there's literally a neighbor right on the other side of this wall right here, and do I care? No.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
yell as loud as I want.
Exactly. Yeah, no, dude, I totally get that. You know, moving into your own place is gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm happy for you, man.
We used to have, like, when I was streaming regularly, probably when I first, I don't even know how we met. I think I followed you on Twitter.
It was a while ago.
It was a long time ago we met. Before all the, like, you blew up, I think we met each other. I don't know when it was, but
it was like April of like last year or something like that.
Yeah, that's like when last year I had my own like full studio space in the basement, and it was just like so nice having my own space that I could go.
Yeah.
Now I'm thankful for this basement. Now this is amazing. Like, my father-in-law and me renovated this basement, mainly him. I just like held the flashlight so that I could have like a little corner. So that's why this is happening right now, because of that. But I'm very excited. This new house has its own room for me, so I'm gonna be in there going hard. And there's a basement that we could renovate one day, and then if I go down there, I'm gonna soundproof it, and then I can scream as loud as I want, constantly, like bloody murder.
I bought those. What's it called? Like sound like panel things, like little foam panels or whatever.
Yeah, sound panel.
But I never put them up. I bought them like from my room. And dude, like I'm not gonna lie, man. When I left our like lease for the house we're in, dude, it was such a shithole. Like, our house was so shitty. Basically, we had the house like in our name for the longest time, and so we never had to like fully give up the lease. So we never had to like fully move out. So a lot of the people, because it was like a fraternity thing, so a lot of people would just like leave crap like couches and stuff like that like in the room, and they just have no repercussions because they didn't pay the deposit. So I was like, who cares? So we actually were the ones who had to move out of the house because just for a lot of reasons. But so we actually had to give up the lease, and I just left so much shit in that room. That I just I was like, dude, half this shit isn't even mine. Like, these couches have been here for like 5 years. Like, I don't know who sat on these. Like, I'm not taking these, man. So
I don't blame you.
We kind of just said RIP to the deposit, and we're like, all right, it's fine. Because the place is already so messed up. Like, we're not gonna get anything back for it anyway. So, but yeah, it's I'm really happy to get out of there. I'm happy to get my own place. I'm super pumped for that. But it sucks because I'm doing so much moving. That's the thing that sucks about streaming, is that like you have to take everything with you. You know what I mean? You can't just take like a laptop and get to go. Like,
and everything.
Yeah, like every monitor, every light, your camera, your mic, your PC, all the cords. Like, it's so much crap, and you gotta move it everywhere. So I moved all this down here like last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, a week and a half ago, and I'm gonna move all right back up to a new place in like 3 weeks.
Gosh.
And it's like, yeah, it's a lot, but you know, it's worth it because then I'll be good. I'll settle in for like 3 months, and that's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to do a dual PC setup, was because I knew I was gonna be moving so much. I was like, dude, I don't have room for another PC.
Yeah,
like, I can't do that. So, but now when I finally, this is the final destination. I'm gonna be living in this apartment for 2 years. I'm gonna get the other PC.
There you
bite
go.
the bullet. Yeah,
Nice.
that's probably what I'll do.
Oh yeah, dude.
you'll love that.
I'm so excited for your future. Not only like your school and your content but your content creation as well too.
Hey man,
I'm excited to see where I met you, and now where you're at, and then where you're gonna be at in 2 years. It's gonna be even better.
I mean, hey man, we'll see. Like, if Trials like does really well again, you know, it's gonna be big for every Trial streamer, not just me.
Yeah,
let's
say it can only benefit us. So.
Yeah, so.
We made it through the worst.
Yeah, and for anyone like who's just like grinding now, like, this is like when you want to grind. When people are leaving the game, and when people are like, you know, they're like, oh, I can't play Destiny anymore.
Time for new faces.
Because there's always going to be people who want to watch Destiny, no matter what. There always will be. And, you know, is it going to be less than usual? Yeah, sure. But, you know, it's going to be new people coming in, and you know, and that's how you do it, you know. So it's definitely a good time to grind right now. It's definitely in a low point, I would say, in terms of like players, at least from a PvP stance.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yes. Any other questions you have for this man, Mr. Luke?
No, we didn't. We're not going to talk about it because this is going to take too long. But the new difficulty for Volta Glass comes out on Tuesday, which is huge. Master difficulty.
I'm ready for it.
I mean, I can talk about like one thing I'm gonna do real quick. The only gripe I have with it is that I hate how they're making it so if you do like the hard or the master version, you don't get like the loot from the normal. It's just,
oh, that's right.
I hate that. I hate that because in D1, if you did hard mode, you would get the hard mode loot and the normal.
Yep.
I think they should do that.
Same.
I feel like that's just like Bungie trying to like make people like play the game more. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to give people too many roles. And I get that.
6 Vogs in 1 week just for the full no, thank you.
Well, no. You don't even get the loot. Like it does. Like you can only do it like three normals or 3 masters. Like you can't do.
Oh, it doesn't
like
even.
both. Yeah. It counts for 1. That's it. You can only do 1. Yeah, you can only do 3 like runs of Vault of Glass every week, whether it's normal or hard or master.
So did they explain how to get the time loss weapons? Is that a thing yet?
That's from master, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's the master drops. Okay.
Yeah, and all the challengers. From what I'm reading here, all the challenges are going to be open during this entire raid. I think. I mean, it says complete Vault of Glass challenges in master difficulty, and you will be rewarded. Each week will feature a specific time loss weapon for you to hunt, rotating alongside the available challenge. Oh, just kidding. So
oh yeah, I was like, okay, so
never
you
mind.
Get it from the challenge.
You get it from the challenge,
then.
which sucks because and there's still 2 more challenges left. So everyone who did the stupid day 1 is gonna get their fate bringer, their fate, whatever the stupid seal is, this Tuesday, and I'll get my seal the next Tuesday because I still have 2 more challenges to do. Because this next week will be the Gatekeeper challenge, and then the week after will be Atheon challenge. Which is not really a big deal. It is for me because the only reason I play Destiny right now is to get seals finished. But
that's kind of dumb though. They're time gating, like they're saying in chat, they're time gating the time loss weapons, which just theoretically makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like.
Dude, just give me something to grind, man. I'm tired of waiting week to week to get everything I want.
Well,
but
dude, it's just that's like the loot. At least for me, it's like the loot thing. Like I feel like they've just been gimping the loot in all of like D2. They've just been really skimpy with their loot. It's like, dude, like give me some loot. Don't quit trying to like time gate it and like you know, just like it's just like the moon weapon I brought up earlier. Like I forget what's it called, the Loud Lullaby. Like it's like, why not just bring back all of the good moon weapons you want to bring back when you brought the other ones back? Like why just bring back the bad ones and then wait, you know, another 6 months and bring back more? Like, you know what I mean? It's just that kind of stuff. Like obviously they thought then like, oh, I guess we could bring back the good one that everyone wants, or we could wait 6 months. You know, like it's so it just sucks that like they're doing stuff like that because I really wish they would, you know, not. And I don't know. I don't get why they had it in D1 but on D2 with hard mode raids or Grandmaster raids or whatever, where you get the loot from normal mode. I really wish that was a thing, but yeah,
I agree.
I don't know. That sucks. But other than that, I mean, I'm excited for it. Timeless weapons is gonna be cool. You know, it's a new thing in the game, so it'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know, all the VOG weapons are good. You know, they're all fun to use. So, definitely having like an add-up version will be nice.
Mm-hmm. Should be good. That and next week the Solstice starts up again. Solstice of Heroes.
Right, yeah. EAZ again, baby.
EAZ again, which I'm personally could care less about because I think it's stupid. Because we've done the same stupid thing every year.
It's the same thing for like 2 years, right? It's been 2 years.
Yeah, this will be 3 years in a row of going to the same place, doing the same thing.
I mean, and the armor doesn't even like look like super. I don't know. I think the armor looks like the same.
Yeah,
as,
it
like
looks
it used
the same.
to.
I'm not impressed.
It looks very similar to the Dawning armor.
Let me see.
Just with the more glow, of course, but I mean, it's just something to keep us. It's just here's another little crumb. Here's another little crumb. Here you go.
I'm tired of crumbs, man. I want a loaf.
I know.
You know what I mean? I want that
Give us a loaf.
Burger, dude.
Give me a loaf,
I want
man.
a loaf. Same. Give me a
I want
freaking
a
loaf.
loaf, bro. I want the whole damn roll.
Yeah, I mean, like these could look cool if they. I like I use the chest piece from last year, like with the white glow, instead of like the colored ones. And I like that one a lot. So, if these could have white glows too, that'd be cool. But
the whole drip feed though makes sense. helps the longevity of Destiny.
I mean, it does, but it just makes your players hate the game. Like,
yeah,
it keeps people playing, but it just makes people sad.
Yeah.
Like,
we're all just
like we have
frowning every time we get
50 days left of this season. So like, what the heck are we supposed to do for 50 days? 50? Yeah, it's 50 days left.
Oh my god!
Solstice is a whole entire month, by the way.
Yeah, 50. It was 55 days the other day when I played, and I think that was 5 days ago. So it should be 50 days.
Oh,
left.
That's crazy. 50. Oh my god. I wish they would be more open to with like stuff that they're planning, because like, I don't know. Like I would be more inclined to like grind the game if I knew there was some cool shit coming next season. You know what I mean? If I knew there was something crazy, I'm like, all right, you know what? That's fine. I'm hyped for next season. Like for example, like Beyond Light. Like, dude, you guys remember last summer? Like that was the longest season ever because it got pushed back like a lot. You know what I mean? Like Beyond Light got pushed back.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was like dude, it was like a 6-month long season. It was or close to it. It was crazy. Like I was going crazy in Trials, and I thought Trials was bad then. Oh, little sweet summer child. I should have known better.
Yeah, you should have known them days.
Yeah, those were the glory days, man. Those are the glory days before stasis and DMT, and really cheating. But anyways, like it was so long, but I was able to hold on because I was like, oh, like Beyond Light's gonna be so sick. Like I'm so pumped for it. It's gonna bring so much to the game. Unfortunately, it kind of flopped a little bit. You know, stasis was annoying and that kind of stuff. But the idea is, you know, correct in the sense that like if there's something cool on the horizon, it gets people excited for the game. It's like Witch Queen, I think, you know, is cool and it's gonna do that, but I think it's a little too far away right now to kind of like, you know, hype it up. It's like still like what, like probably 7 months away, I would say.
Like February probably.
So yeah, they're talking January, February. Yeah,
we got a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, not even. So it's weird not even seeing anything during E3 about Destiny at all. It's just weird.
I agree. It's odd.
It's
weird.
Speaking
of conventions, Lemur, UCX 2022.
Oh, I'm definitely going for sure. I'll be there.
Ooh, I got good news about that.
What's up? Let's hear it.
I was supposed to be filming a wedding in June of next year during that, and I just got like yesterday someone to cover it. Like so I have a team that I'm gonna hire that's gonna go film it. Dude. So I can go. I have to break it to the couple soon that like I won't be shooting the wedding, so I got to figure out how to do that the right way. But right. I wasn't like
something urgent came up and
something important is happening.
I trust these. Yes. So say I'll carry them in Trials, bro. I got you.
Lemur will carry you both in Trials if you don't say anything about it.
little bit of a wedding gift for you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Get the new adept weapons,
dude. How funny
to seal your marriage at the lighthouse.
That would be hilarious, dude. If they were actually like secretly gamers and they knew who you were, and they're like, you know what? That's much better. That's much better than you being there. Lemur's gonna
dude,
bring us to the lighthouse.
That would be hilarious. Oh my god.
Well, then we better see you there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'll be there for sure because I live in Tampa, so it used to be in Tampa, or at least like my parents do. So I was born here and raised here. So that's where I'm at right now. It used to be in Tampa, then it moved to Orlando. So it's only like an hour for me. So
it's a small little drive for me as well too. So
yeah, so
hopefully
I will definitely be there for sure. I'm pumped for it. I wanted to go this year, but you know, unfortunately, COVID restrictions and that kind of stuff. But next year is gonna be ton of fun.
Next year's gonna be nuts.
Who knows where we're at in a year? We could all be partnered streamers by the time.
That's right, man. That's right.
People, so
that's right. You never know. That's what I'm saying, man. Now is the time to grind.
Who knows, bro? Like we want big things for the podcast, so we're hoping.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, we're hoping to have a booth.
Yeah,
we're hoping to.
That'd be awesome. I mean, hey, man, I've had a great time talking to you guys. So I'd love to come on here again once some more big changes or something drops or anything.
I would love that.
Yeah, we want you back. We always want all these amazing people back because it's cool to talk to the people that make Destiny exciting. Destiny's a cool game, but what makes it exciting is the people that play it, and we get to talk to like some of the leaders of that, and it makes me really happy.
For sure. It's really cool to see people get like really passionate for the game. You know what I mean? Because sure, a lot of people like I was saying at the start, a lot of people might shit on Destiny or might get pissed off or whatever. At the end of the day, we love the game. It's what brought us all together. It's what keeps us all here. And so
that's how I met this goofball over here, dude.
That's right. I met so many people, dude. Like, dude, my life was so different before I started streaming, before Twitch. There's so many people I just didn't know. So many people I never thought I would know. Dude, I was watching like Frost's YouTube videos, like in my bed. like in like high school or like early college. Like I was just chilling. I was like, oh damn, like he's popping off, killing orchid. Like that's pretty cool. Like this guy's good. Like whatever. Now I'm in like a fucking clan with him. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? That's crazy, man. And it's just so much has changed, dude. And Destiny just gives you the opportunity to meet so many cool and amazing people that you probably just never would have. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you know, it's at the end of the day, we all love Destiny, and so we just want to see the best for it. You know, no matter how bad it gets.
We're not just a bunch of PvP streamers wanting to ruin the game, so.
That's right.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's all the time we get. Okay, you got a question. Okay.
Do you have anything coming up that you want to talk about? Whether it's a big stream, a big YouTube video, anything that you're working on that you wanted to share with us?
Nothing too crazy. I'm just kind of just the move. I'm excited to get into my own place and like set up everything there and like get like a, because I've been on and off the road for forever, because I've been going up to school, then coming down from school, and then like I was gonna go back up earlier this semester, but I ended up staying home for like majority of this past semester just because like nothing was open up there. You know what I mean? So I was like, might as well just stay home. Everything's online anyways. And then I ended up going up at the end. I was only there for like 2 months. Then I went back again. So I've been all over the place. So it's gonna be really nice just getting my own like little base of operations, cool little like groove going in this new town. I'm really excited to like get going on my own, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of just the big thing, just the new setup and everything like that is what I'm gonna be doing. Other than that, nothing's changing. Still gonna be doing trials every weekend for sure. I
do pray that when you set your stuff back up, you don't have any audio issues.
Dude,
I pray that doesn't happen to you.
I hope your computer doesn't work. I hope everything's broken whenever you.
Hey, you know what, man? I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I have set up this PC so many times and like taken it apart so many times. I could probably like do it with my eyes closed.
There you go.
It's always a pain though. You gotta be careful with the XLR. Like so many settings can get messed up whenever you like unplug it and stuff. Yeah, you gotta be careful.
You think you know where all your plugins are at until you unplug everything and then have to replug.
Oh yeah, you gotta be careful, man.
Wait, where was that?
Oh, the worst is when you have two PCs and you have to figure out like which one of these cables, like which HDMI goes to which capture card. Like I'm so confused. I had to take pictures. Just wait.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, and I'm scared.
Take pictures.
So I'm a little scared.
Once you get it set up, take pictures of the back of it, so that the next time you have to use it, you will not regret doing that. I had to do that because I can't remember on my GoXLR which one of these three like aux cables is the right one and where it goes and which color in the back of the right PC. I have no idea. So good times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Well, thank you again for joining, by the way.
Yeah, anytime, man.
I know it was short notice. We contacted you literally on Sunday and got you on here because we could. So we appreciate you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm chilling, dude.
I don't know if Luke has any more questions for you, anything like that, but
nope. No more questions.
I'm a satisfied podcaster.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, all right, boys. Yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Don't worry about the last notice thing. Or last minute thing. It's fine. You know, it's not a big deal. I wasn't really doing anything anyway, so other than just trials on the weekend. So
yeah, man. Well, good luck this weekend. If anybody is listening and you guys want those juicy trials carries, hit up twitch.tv/Lemur, and you might be able to get to see him as well too. Unfortunately, you get to see what
it'll work tomorrow. If it's not working tomorrow, something else is wrong, and I hope not.
Yeah,
it should be good.
This dude, man, you guys got to see him. He is handsome, so I'm ready for that. Next podcast you're here, we better be able to see your face.
That's right. Oh, well, I'll get it going. Don't worry. I'll get it going.
Awesome, Maddox. What do you got going on?
Huh?
What do you got going on before we?
I'm just a 60 frame gamer right now, man. Waiting. I just ordered my my new PC the other night, and just waiting for it to get to artisan builds and they get to build it on stream. I'm excited for that. So
nice.
Once that finally comes back in, or once that comes in, then we'll be back into being a PvP gremlin like old Lemur over here. And I have an idea. I have an idea in my mind. I've done a lot of tournaments. I've done three or four total tournaments, and I have another one in mind. And it's gonna be a good one. So I don't have any structure with it just yet, but I have an idea.
Would you, if you don't mind me asking, what were your specs for the PC?
I got a 11 i7 11700K, a 3060, and 32 gigs of RAM. It's much better than what I had.
Okay.
Mine got struck by lightning.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, I got power surge, so like everything just shit the
Wait,
bed except for the graphics
Did it
card.
really? I thought your car got struck by lightning.
The car got struck by lightning, but I had power surge. Basically, I just say it got struck by lightning. It's easier to.
Oh, I was like,
So
geez,
then-
you
so
mixing
then
up through lightning.
Did it like? Did you have any trouble like getting the 3060, or is it just the 3080 and 3090 right now? That's kind
I
of.
haven't heard anything from it. I put the order in, and it's still in processing. I've only ordered it for. It's only been 2 days now, so I haven't heard anything.
Gotcha.
Like, but they don't really like give you much. From my understanding, like they say it's in stock. Like they have the 3000 series in stock. I just don't know which ones. There's a few of them that say like in stock, you can order now or something like that. But then like there are a few that are like 8-week wait or something like that. Like it showed the 3080 Ti's are like a 6-week wait or something like that.
Yeah. For me, it's like I want to buy, like if I'm gonna get a new PC, like for the dual setup, I'm gonna get like a freaking NASA PC. Like I'll probably go for like a 3090 or 3080 if I can, and then just make that my gaming rig, and then make the PC I have now my streaming PC. But I just don't know how, because I want to order it. I don't want to build another one, dude. I built this one. I just want to buy one.
I don't blame you. So previous problem, like a year ago, I was trying to rebuild my computer because I got a new CPU, and I static shocked it, and the motherboard shut down. And
fuck that.
So I have terrible luck with building computers.
Yeah, it's just so much easier. You just don't have to worry about it. But the thing is, I also don't want to wait like 3 months. You know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to. The problem for me is just finding a site or whatever that still has these cards. So just
I ordered it through Artisan just because I was one of their ambassadors and got a code and stuff like that. So I was able to get a little discount, which I couldn't be too upset about. But again, my this whole computer was funded by my community as well too. So like I didn't pay a single penny for it. So I was very grateful for that. So. But now I just wait for it to come in. Now that I'm very impatient, so
yeah, he's one of the most impatient humans I've ever met.
Man, I feel that.
Anyways, I don't have anything going on. I'm moving. We're gonna be moving, so
it's huge though.
I'm in the deepest, darkest depths of wedding season. So I'm literally I'm gonna edit it's up right here. I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna sit there for 3 hours and edit. So. That's my life right now. It sucks, but it's just normal. It's because of COVID. It's not usually this busy, but like I said last week, I sound like a broken record. COVID made me have no weddings last year, but now I have freaking a million this year, and they're all at the same time, which is terrible timing. But it's okay. I'm thankful because if I didn't have weddings, I couldn't buy a really dope house that we're about to buy. So I'm going to try to stream. There's a big chance. I was trying to do one stream a week. There's a chance I won't this week just because I need to be responsible and get this. Like, it's either I stream or I get a freaking wedding done. So I'd rather get a wedding done so I can stream more later. So this week is just, it's like just me filling out papers, waiting on our loan application to get like approved. Once that's done, we can figure out our closing date. It's at the end of July. So my brother's coming in. Just kidding. If my brother's fiance is listening to this, they're not engaged. Never mind. Holy cow.
Stop talking.
I'm just done talking. My brother-in-law is coming to town all next week.
There you go. Easy.
And it's going to be awesome. So.
Leave the VOD, we're chilling.
If you know who Luke is personally, stop listening.
So, yeah. If Lauren is in here listening, please do not just pretend you did not hear that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you everyone. If you need to find me, twitch.tv/beardedluke. I'm there. I'll stream eventually. My name is Bearded Luke. This is the Destiny Nerds podcast. We did episode 25. It was freaking hype. Lemur, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being my friend. Thanks for being a community member. You're awesome.
Anytime, homie.
Let's all. I don't even know what I'm saying. I was just gonna tell everyone. Like, I don't even know what I was just about to say. I just said, "Let's all what? Let's all sing." No. If you're listening to this or watching this, after this podcast is over, you can listen to it on Spotify, the Apple Podcast app, or wherever. It'll also be on YouTube, or you can watch it here on Twitch on the VOD until it disappears, whenever that is. But either way, we're so thankful for everyone that's listening or has listened or supported. It's been awesome. Next week we have
two guests. First ever time we're doing two guests.
Do you want us to tell, since people waited till the end, you want to say who they are?
We have Dawn from Obtained.
Yes.
And then we have and Plies.
Yes.
From Garrison. So we
We
have
got
two
double,
two
boys.
gamers that get
So
to,
next
come
week
in.
I'm gonna ask twice. I'm gonna ask, this will be my second time around. I'm gonna ask if I can be in Garrison, and then if they say no, I'm gonna ask if I can be in Obtained. I'm not even asking Lemur about Primal. It's just it's not even a good joke at this point. So Lemur, I've been clanless for months, and I just ask every guest. They're always in these huge clans. I'm like, can I be in your clan?
Wait, what is Obtained? I'm like really out of the loop. I don't know.
It's Evan F and Above's clan.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
There's some gamers in there.
Yeah, cool.
That's like where Sep went. Sep is there now. Like all the guys from Talent Show went there. That were the PvP.
Oh, word.
boys.
It's Evan's clan. Cool.
Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah. So, everyone, come back next week. It's gonna be a sweet episode. We love you all. Thank you so much for listening to the Destiny Nerds podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Adios.